there's a big flat area here that they call the Lagan, from Campbellton out here to Machrihanish, and it's a very fertile piece of land. And it's an ideal part of the country for growing grass. Back in the 60s, there used to be 144 dairy farms down here. We're down to 39 now, but they're still producing the same volume of milk. All the milk in Kintyre goes for cheese production to produce, among other things, the Mull of Kintyre cheese. They also produce a mild cheddar as well. It's sold as Scottish Pride, but predominantly it's for Mull of Kintyre.
The herd of cows we use are Guernseys, so it's a very full, fatty milk, and it gives a very rich, creamy cheese. We make brie here, Howgate brie. It's not like a French cheese, because most French brie is thermised, which gives it that kind of universal rubbery texture through it before it melts. Traditional brie liqueurs seldom last more than 6 weeks. It's a fresh artisan cheese. Same with the cheddar process and the other, the Campbellton Loch and the Bishop Kennedy. They are all generally 100% handmade. It's all made with cow's milk, but you can get, as I said, you get your Grana Padano, and you get your very soft cheeses. It all comes from the same thing. It's all basically process control, temperature, acidities, and manipulation.
I mean, long ago, of course, all the islands had cheeses, because it's the natural thing to do if you're producing milk, and you've got lots of milk in the summertime, then you make cheese which will tide you over through the winter. And in our case, we made cheese in the wintertime and then sold it the next summer. And then eventually, we gave up the liquid milk, and it seemed a very natural, straightforward thing to make it all into cheese, so then we decided to do that.
Isle of Mull cheese is unusual in that it's unpasteurised, and it's even more unusual here in that the morning milk comes straight from the milking parlour, which is just through the windows up there, straight into the cheese vat. It's still warm, so we've taken away nothing, we've killed off no bacteria. It's absolutely 100% natural milk. We then have to add rennet to coagulate the milk. It turns into a sort of junket type of jelly. The junket is then cut up and you get the curds and whey, and the whey pretty rapidly separates from the curd, and you start getting the cheese becomes more solid. And all the time the acidity is increasing and the whey is draining out of the solids. After about 2.5 hours, it'll be right up to temperature and ready to pitch. So it then runs off into the cooling table, the second vat, where all the whey is pumped away and we feed it back to the pigs. So all the whey has been removed. It's now started cheddar. This is how we make Isle of Mull.
Our recipe for our cheese is very similar to made in the south or somewhere, but it just has a special taste, and that's the unknown, the magic ingredient is the environment. We use all renewable energy, so that's for us we want to be sustainable.
So we've got our own little hydro in the river. We produce all our own electricity for producing the cheese. It's a totally self-contained place to live in, where we produce our own food.